666 on Vogue, my witch on purple dope. I spit Dragon venom from hell into the heavens. Which girl led the vixen? Most poisonous of kissing. Liquid smoke be dripping. Hop into the hippin'. Pop rap is hitting. I'm hot purple, they tripping. Doctors, they be scripping. Slave bank money printing. Wall Street stock be hitting. The wet, the sweat is dripping. How many pills they taking? The banker smells like bacon. In road pedophiles be hanging. In Greek words I be slaying. Hot fire, tracks banging. Babylon's vaping. Honey on the radio. The man who left to the mall. Pennywise. With the indica, don't surprise. All night in the cup. Make you feel alright. Sleeping tight. Make you see the light. Venus. Medusa's coming right. Athena. Snake venom in your eyes. Welcome back to Lady Babylon. This is Better Than Muse tonight. We're going to have some and You on Friday. But not tonight. Tonight is just the bed of the Muse. And it's because I have something special. I have something special for you. Tonight, I'm going to bring you the crucifixion for the first time.
Sweet.
It will make sense because and only because it is a reality reflected through the gorgeous, gorgeous woman I am standing beside tonight. And who is she? She's sexy Mother Greek. That's right. Right through her. Why? Because we have to remain scientists, people. Get the aliens out of here. Where? Chewie, there's aliens here again. Oh, these stupid aliens. Get out of here with your probes and your abductions and your lizard people. Oh, I hate that one. Oh, okay. Fantastic. I feel we've purged. We've purged tonight. So all we have to do is to hone in on that time and place. Amen. How did you come to Earth? Yes, we hone in on that time and place. And we go there. All right? Who do they call these people? These are the sons of God. These are the sons of God. We are prophets. And how do we get there? I'm going to tell you a story tonight that is history. And as usual, the actual history is way more interesting than the fairy tale. The fairy tale. You follow the oh and the ha and the virgin birth, la-di-da. And it doesn't matter because that reality didn't exist. I'll show you the one that did through the very words. And this is where this magic trick becomes so difficult that I can't do it without my assistant, the Muse. I can't do it. I can't pull it out myself. I need...
So what are we going to do? We're going to pull it right through the words. It's magic, right out of the words. I'm going to give you a vision of Jesus Christ crucified. It's so lovely. By the way, for those of you who are here, who can feel your soul, who can feel your soul's attraction to my words, yummy, that's all I have to say, to the ladies of Lady in Salon, thank you for bringing back the Renaissance. Here's to everything you do. Oh, love it, Satanic Congregation. Let's gobble this up because we get to go in tonight and we get to see the crucifixion for the first time. The first time. Now, what am I going to tell you, troops, before we go in? I want you to be looking for drugs. These dirty bastards, these psycho monists, these prophets. Do you know what they do? They connect with that voice. They connect with it. Are you ready to watch them get to work? Are you ready to watch them? Now, tonight's pathway is provided to you by complete and total randomness. It seemed to work out pretty good. So I just want to emphasize that. For anybody who's paying attention, we've got ears to hear tonight in the text. I'm going to show you. You see all this cool stuff. You're so lucky. You get to see it all. As you go out there, I want you to be looking for the drugs. We're going to be raiding these people. Oh, I'm sorry. I forgot to tell you. I deputize everyone in the congregation. I deputize you all. What are we? We are transdimensional child protective services. That's what we are. And we are really pushing to get to the abuse of children. It's ultimately where we end up when we jump into the Bible. Isn't that interesting? Isn't that interesting? So, that's the badge that we're wearing, and I deputize you all. Here we go. We're going to be looking for drugs as standard. We're going to be looking for cult activity. And we're going to be looking for sexual activity that makes us very uncomfortable. So, put on your courage. This is the Bible. Julie, I want to take us first, before we go anywhere. I want to take everybody to the congregation. Go down to this picture right here. Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead. Oh, God. Does everybody see this? This is Mount Tmolus. And what happened on this mount? This is where the Maenads came into being. This is the source and origin of the mystery. From this mountain came a bucket flood that swept across Asia and Europe. It was from this place, ultimately, the voice of Delphi harking back to. This is the worship of somebody who will bring us the Savior. This is the power of the Bacchic ritual that forged in our history a religion that you ultimately sprang from, talking to Saul, monist descendants. What did they do? They did a mystery. They did a mystery. And I'm going to show it to you. Now, the funny thing is, I'm saving the climax for the end. You're not going to believe it because you need to see other people, other dead people saying, dude, this dude's a total pirate, right? And this kid stuff, let me explain to you what he's doing with them, right? So you need to see that stuff. We're agents. We have to go in. And where are we going in? We're going into the history. We're going right into where Jesus is. Right in. So tonight, if you are uncomfortable with this sort of welfare check on Jesus and his underage associates, I want you to be looking for the drugs. Always. People, they told you this at the academy. The drugs will always show you what they're doing. It's a fingerprint of what they're doing. It's some pretty crazy stuff. I'm going to show you a Jesus tonight. Tonight, I'm going to show you a Jesus before Pilate like you've never seen. And it's not coming from me. It's coming from antiquity. Okay? So you have to realize that none of these are my ideas. Right? All we do is we give them the sources. Okay, let's put out. If we're gonna promise, thanks everybody for coming. Appreciate everybody showing up, giving your time. And I want you to know, this mining, this is my gift to you. And you know you love it. You know you love it, okay? Are you ready to see the crucifixion for the first time? Let's go. Give me the first one. In the order of randomness that is the universe, we start with the drugs. Jesus, on the night of his apprehension, was surrounded by drugs. Here's the first example that we have. What did they do? They gave to him wine that was Smyrnaic. It had Smyrna in it. Now, these wines are various strengths and different potencies and do all sorts of different things. What is this particular activity? You're going to see drugs that are associated with sexual ritual. I'm going to show you a woman in the midst of a sexual ritual involving Jesus. Let's go. Look, right from the beginning, they're giving him drugs right from the beginning. Where was that? I don't know, somewhere on this journey. Here's Mark 14:48. And what happens? Jesus responding, he said to them, how'd you come out here like a Molestes? How'd you come out? We've all seen this. You came out with big weapons, right? Like you swamp people. Give it next one. That's the night preceding, the early morning hours preceding his crucifixion. All the way up to this point in Mark, by this time you've got a crowd of people formed within just a few hours. And what are they doing? They're screaming out, Stauroson auton. Crucify him. Crucify him. Something he did got him to this point within a very short period of time.
Why do you think they chose him instead of Barabbas? Right?
He knew it was coming, right? What is Jesus' state of mind before the crucifixion?
Confused, stumbling
You
around.
know, he's stumbly, bumbly, confused, and won't answer questions.
Yep.
He's stumbly, bumbly, confused, and won't answer questions. That's all through what the text tells us. Why? Because he's been somewhere all night in a room with 12 underage boys that he has lured away from their parents. We have the alluring scenes. Did you ever wonder that? Well, you think in the fairy tale, you think, well, there he is, Jesus, right? You know, if Jesus walks up and asks me for my kid, right? I'm going to give him my kid. No, you wouldn't. No, you wouldn't. I'll send a guy down to your house tomorrow dressed like Jesus. Yeah. No, you wouldn't do that. Do you see the reality that you have to peel back all of the garbage theology from? It's just sitting there. Just get rid of the theology and look at what the text is saying. Just make it very human. Make it very human. You know what the most technologically advanced people in antiquity in the late Bronze Age did? They were women. And they were known to be exceptionally good with human speech. I mean, it sounds kind of silly, doesn't it? Right? But they are using language that is enabling them to take scientific leaps. And they're doing so in pharmacology, and that's where we're getting this mystery from. So good thing, ladies. Ladies, keep it up. Love it, right? Oh, God, where's the Amazonian? Bring out the Amazonian. Is there a way to get the Amazonian? Did you have a pick or anything? I don't know. Give me the next little bit of evidence. It's going to show us the crucifixion. By the way, people, these are all authentic clues about what's going on. Here's Mark 15:7. There's this dude, Barabbas.
Yeah.
And what is Barabbas doing there? He's there for stasiasis. It says it twice. It uses it in a verbal form and a nominal form. Why? They want you to make sure this dude was an insurrectionist. When they had a choice, when the mob had a choice that had assembled between Jesus and an insurrectionist, they chose Jesus to send to the cross. So you have to realize the level of hate in the. I know you thought it was Disney and it was Mel Gibson, the devil's walking in the ride like a third grader. Mel, you know what you got to do, Mel? You got to go look up Inky Doo. You gotta go back to that Sumerian garbage. Oh, I'm sorry. I know. All of you Near Easternologists, you leave your comments. But you know underneath, when you go to bed at night, you know the Greek devil is laying with your wife. Love it. It's yummy. Oh, God, people. This is elevating stuff. Can't you feel it elevating? Guys, give me the next one. Come on, we need to keep going. What happened? Jesus, right? He breathed out, right? After his last great voice. Yeah. He issued out the spirit pneuma. Pneuma. What's going on? Is this a normal death? Nope. And it's not considered a normal death. Now remember, while on the cross, Jesus is not dying of crucifixion. He's not dying of crucifixion. He's dying purposefully because he is performing a mystery that involved a few hours earlier a lot of drugs and a naked kid with a bandage on his hoo-ha. A medicated bandage. Yeah. Okay. So here we are. Here we are with Jesus in the process. So do you see what's happening? The mystery is to be put into death and resurrected chemically. What's he done? He started the process. But very, very ironically, he gets crucified in the process. Can you imagine being in that altered state? Imagine this, people, just for a minute. Sit back on the throne. By the way, sit back on the throne.
Give me a smile on
do
my
your
face.
Scythian thing, right? Where's everybody doing their Scythian? Right, do it. Now imagine.
Yes, fuck you.
This is your trip. Your trip involves a descent, an uncomfortable descent into death. Right? Now, when Jesus is in the garden, did you see him descending into death? Oh, God. And then a resurrection. In order for there to be an initiation, in order there to be a talit. Are you ready to see Jesus use the very words himself? While Jesus is being crucified, he is undergoing the mystery death and rebirth. Oh my God. Oh my God. Where's the stuff? Did we get the stuff back from the lab that was on his face? Keep going, Chewie. Keep going. Keep going. Right? This must have been the worst. The very worst trip on the planet. The very worst trip on the planet. Can you imagine this?
Yes, I can.
Okay. This is Mark 15:34. In the ninth hour, he shouted out his great voice. What is it that he shouts out as he's exhaling his life? Sabachthani. Well, we know one thing. It's addressed to Dionysus. Who do you think Sabachthani is? And some of you say, it's Hebrew. Oh, it's Aramaic. Oh, come here. Come here. Do you know where you are now? You're in professional fight league. Now, people, just read the Greek, please. Please. Somebody read the Bible. You never thought. If I had known this, I'd have told the devil. I would have been like, what do you mean I gotta convince them to read the Bible? That's not, no, come on, man. Seriously? I'm teaching people to read the Bible. I'm teaching them. I'm graduating them. You better be afraid, because there will be an army of elite, great translating mofos. And these people will not fall for aliens or Nephilim or stories of, oh. No, these are the people of earth. I know them. They're descendants of Uros. Isn't that nice? Oh, God. It's all in Abhishek. And that rulership. It's everything, right? Now you understand the thrones. Wait, Judy, give me another text here. Give me look, pirates, more pirates. And with them they crucified two Lestas. Now, I've been talking about this for a long time. People were here, and they're like, yeah, dude, you know this, right? But I want people to see it, because I'm always getting comments. Where are your sources? Hey, for all of you morons who keep telling me, where are your sources? That's all I have for you, sources. You really, that's stupid.
It's just fucking dumb. Yes.
Can't be.
That's all they got, bro.
Please. What does he say here? There's two pirates that are crucified. One on his left, one on his right. That's all. I want you to realize that. Did you know that there early Christians considered Jesus to be a pirate?
So Abraham too.
Did you know that? I'm going to show you. What am I resurrecting for you? I got this dead dude. Oh, God. Oh, God. We don't know what to call him. Christian, pagan, we don't know. And he tells us such strange things. We love him. I got him at the end here. He's going to give you a new look at the crucifixion. Shoot, I'm sorry. Look, people are like, get to it. I'm eating dinner. Does anybody eat dinner? Put that chicken down. Right? Give me the next one. Go for it. No, I'm just kidding. Eat it. Love it. Take some of this, people. Yeah, what does Jesus say about himself that's going to happen? He says, before the crucifixion, he says, after my awakening, I'm going to go preemptively to Galilee. Did you know that Jesus planned on awakening? And everybody says, oh, crucifixion. resurrection. And they really don't understand what they're talking about. He's talking about process within the mystery of his resurrection, his awakening. All right? This is medical. This is a cult that is performing medical operations. You didn't know Jesus was going around and they were calling him, doc. Somebody's sick, can you help? What is this? It's after his. And people, that was a beautiful. If you want to go back and leave them up there. Okay, I told you, look for the drugs and the kids. Leave it up there. This one, yeah, good. That awakening is a thing that people often confuse. Did you hear that? Was that a coyote? I think creepy Jesus with his buddy there, his apostle. I think we just heard it. What was that? That was like some kind of queen coyote. Oh, that was lovely. I kind of put my chills there. Go, old man, get to it. Okay, here we go. The person of you that has ears to hear, right? Let him hear. The pneuma. Let him hear. Are you ready? I'm going to take you somewhere right now. I'm going to take you to the cult. Off of Tumulus. And I'm going to show you what's going on in the cult. And I'm going to do that thanks to the muse through the book of Revelation, or the Apocalypse, as I prefer to call it. The Apocalypse. Are you ready for the Apocalypse? The one who has ears to hear. Let him hear what the Spirit says. Good. Let him hear what the Spirit says. What did Jesus do when he was hanging on the cross? He took some ox sauce. He took some ox sauce? Yeah. He took some ox sauce and he said, Tetelestai. Tetelestai. Do you know what a talit is? A talit is an initiate in a mystery who has been submerged into death and resurrected with white linen gowns. Do you see what he says here? Because right after he says this, he slumps over. He slumps over on the cross. People are watching him, right? There's a following of his there watching him, right? He has entered, and he knows it. And that's why he drinks the oxus. He has entered the death. He knows he's already said, I'm afraid. My soul is at the point of death. Yes. I'm taking the fruit. He won't die. He knows. He knows how it works. And he knows he's taking what he needs to take in order to come back. That oxus, I'm going to show you a source. Give me the next one. Give me the next one. Oh, God, you didn't realize it was so druggy, did you? Right? It's so druggy. The whole thing. Christ is a drug term, people. Why didn't nobody see that? Christ is a drug. Isn't it funny? Let's laugh, right? Satanic congregation. Let's mock and jeer tonight. Shall we? There's a time and place. Music, mocking. Yes. Why did it take people so long to figure out what Christ was? Right? Imagine all the dead people from the Middle Ages, the times of darkness, when civilization, classical civilization, gave in to the monist power. What happened? Things went to garbage. Things went to garbage. No. This is before then, and we're still performing the mystery. Oh, God. How many drugs is Jesus going to be on? Give me the next one. Watch this, people. That is one account. Here's another from John. They're giving him that sponge, right, which is full of the ox sauce, right? Okay. Why are those people who are standing around offering Jesus drugs?
The antidote
Why?
for the
Give
theriac,
me the next one.
for the death inducer.
Because
Boy semen
he
should come.
needs the antidote to what he has just been tripping on in the garden with the naked kid.
The garden of
Remember, he
Gethsemane.
could barely walk, kept falling on the ground,
Yep.
screaming about death coming, death, ah. It's like he's tripping. He's tripping on these drugs that they're mentioning. Right? And he doesn't want it to happen. What is the dude saying? Can we hear from Jesus himself? From this, he just turns up his prayer. Let this stuff, let it go away. Right? Oh, God. What is this hour that must be endured? Now, you can either see this in the fairy tale. It's oh, and his father's oh, and he's oh, and oh, and everything is oh, right? Or you can see it that they knew what these drugs did to the body. And he saw what was coming. And to be quite honest with you, I hate to give him any credit, but when he says it's tough, to enter into these rites with the naked kid, I kind of had a little bit of sympathy for him. Just a little bit. But the fact that he made up 12 beds for those teenagers in some shady place, some shady Motel 6. It wasn't even that sophisticated. I'm sorry, Motel 6, I'm sorry, but I've had some shade. You know what I mean? Look, I'm gonna check in overnight in a shady place, and I'm gonna make sure there are 12 beds there. I'm gonna take all of my students. Give me the next one. This is all leading up to that crucifixion. So he is entering into that mystery. We know he is because Mary has forced him to do, basically gave him the jet fuel to take off, right? And remember, one of the effects of these drugs is to make you
Super thirsty.
rock hard.
Oh yeah. Sadder eyes.
Physically in a reproductive sort, how do I explain it?
Like this.
Supposed to give you priapism medically. Priapism, right? That is sustained and uncomfortable erection. It's a medical.
That's the
Don't
bad.
blame me,
That's
it's
the
a
bad
medical
type.
thing. Right? What is Jesus witnessing? What is he saying out of his mouth during this period where he is undergoing the mystery? He says he's in great pain. His soul is pushed to the brink of death. Do you see that in the second line? Thanatu. Do you know where his perception is going? He's going to hell. Only there's no priestess there. There's no overseer to guide him in that process. He's just in an open park. And he's been friggin' paranoid all night. So he's just in an open park with a naked kid there for the antidote's sake.
Because he knew what he was doing was wrong.
This guy got hooked and then crucified.
It got.
Can you
It was done to
believe
him.
the trip?
Some think that it was done to him when he was in Egypt. He was castrated like a eunuch.
Have you? You
He
haven't.
abuses little
haven't
boys
seen it.
and does what was done to him.
Imagine.
That's your Jesus
The
Christ.
very last words on Jesus' mouth
I'm thirsty.
were an incantation
Oh.
from Greek magic.
Huh.
The very last word. Can you imagine what that trip was? He knew he was going. He knew he'd come back. They're going to revive him.
That's what he thought.
Only the problem is, you're being crucified. Oops. Panic. People talk about his screaming and stuff. And you get all masochistic. You people, the watchers were telling you it's disgusting. It's absolutely disgusting that you get so masochistic about this. Stop being that. Ooh, that one caused me to see the future. Let's go to the next text. What happens? Oh, God. I just want you to focus on one word, right? This is what Jesus' mental state was. We have ekthon and ademonein. And what are those things? One is kind of awestruck, like, Have you ever seen somebody on drugs awestruck? Okay. And the other one is, it's not quite demented, right? It's not quite, but it's not really on the same plane, right? There's something going on. The thoughts, not so good, Chief, right? Dude probably has some kind of demon or something. He's talking about this depressing stuff and he's going into dying. Give it to me. And what does he say? In the midst of his crucifixion, out of his own mouth, he says, look, I'm not going to drink. Oh, I'm sorry. This is not during the crucifixion. This is during the dinner with the kids. Right? He's not, wait, what? He's not, do you remember he drugged the kids? He's not going to drink any more of this cup of wine until he drinks it. He says, kainon, new in the kingdom of God. Do you know where Jesus Christ was going through the mystery? Do you know where his plan was? Do you see the mystery in operation? What did they say about the process? It's a process of waking up. It's a process of understanding and of hearing the voice. And of hearing the voice. Huh. Okay. All right. So is Jesus using the very same lingo that, Greek priests will use? Of course he is. Of course he is. He's performing the same rites. He's performing the same rites. Fantastic. You understand? Okay? Are you ready for this? Remember the crowd says crucified. So that must have been really, really cool as he was entering the death state. Can you imagine? Because he knows he's dying. Right? And what do the texts say that happens to people who enter the death state via these drugs? You can't tell. You can even take their pulse, and you can't tell that they're alive. Oh, God. Can you imagine he's entering into that state while he's being crucified? What an interesting crucifixion. You know what I mean? There were other people mocking him there too. One of the pirates was like, "Oh, you suck." Yeah. Why? I'll tell you why. It's the first question he got asked everywhere he went. Are you the Christos? And you say, Mashiach, Mashiach. No, sir, you're wrong. Christos. Are you the one? Are you the Christ? question they asked him all over the place. Nobody seemed to bother. How do these people know? Christians, wake up. How do these people know what a Christ is if it doesn't pre-exist? They're all interested in it. The Jewish authorities, the Romans. What is this dude? Look at him. Do you understand the contempt now? Do you understand? Because they knew what he would have to be doing with that naked kid that they tried to apprehend but couldn't because he was slippery. And he got out. And he got out right before Jesus said, "You're going to scandalize me." All of this as the lead up with drug reference after drug reference after drug reference. Give me the next one. I'm going to make you shocked tonight. We're almost there. Let me see the roll down. Let me see, roll down here. Yeah, we're almost, well, we got a little bit, but I'm going to connect it in. Okay, so look, people, taking this cup where he's with his kids. All the beds are made. Nice. Right? And he does what? He blesses this cup. Thanks, Jesus. What am I going to be drinking? What am I going to be drinking? Well, he gives it to them. And he tells them, they got to drink from it. They drink from it. Give me the next one. Do you know what happens when you bless something? Do you know what happens? You thought it was, No, it's not. You're fortifying it. You're fortifying it.
Sweat is there.
You've got to give the kids their drugs. You wondered why they were so sleepy when he wakes them up and takes them to the park. In the meantime, what's going on? I don't know, but Jesus is now talking about death. Do you see how the spiral is into the right? You didn't know that Jesus was going through the right as he was being publicly executed. Yeah. Fantastic. This is for Christ, baby. How do you think he hears the voice of God? What did you think, man? Comes out of the water. He's like, Uranus opens, and all of a sudden he's like, run into the wilderness. This dude is a freak on drugs.
Yeah.
And he's getting crucified in what is undeniably the most horrific way to go through a drug trip.
Yeah.
Yeah. I can't imagine much worse.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's no wonder Mr. Staggery was all in confusion. Was all like, I'm not saying anything. It's not because he's being intelligent or anything. You think, it's because he's doing the will of God. No. It's because he's doped and staggering. Yeah. This dude is incoherent. You think I'm making that up? I'm going to pull up an author I've never seen. Tonight, it's coming. I'm going to pull up an author. I'm going to show you. He says the very same thing. As a matter of fact, I took it from him. Love it. Right? This is not my idea. None of this is my idea. It's just the text. And when you actually read them, they're so much more interesting. Look what we're already into, man. The dude is, you're sitting there thinking about it. Get on the throne and think about it. Sitting there on the cross, getting crucified, when you were going into a death rite that involves death and resurrection. Right? New birth. Ionic life. Do you want ionic life? Jesus got it the hard way. Now watch this. But there's a surprise ending. There's a surprise ending. Yeah. The drugs wore off. Give me the next one. What's happening? He says to the 12, what? Oh yeah, he's going to baptize. He's going to baptize people. I just want you to look at that. Imbaptomenos. What is he talking about? He's talking about dying, but he's really talking about taking a substance and dyeing a piece of bread with that substance to take. And what is this? People, look it up for a second, Joe. People, this is cult right you're watching right in front of you. And he's doing it to his 12 kids. It's Jesus Cosby. Oh my God. Oh my God. Okay, hold it. This, right? Right? It's that whole thing. That's the one place. That's the one place we're always strong, is that final justice. And why is that? Because you and I, we're deputized. Right? We work for the Transdimensional Child Protective Services. What is that thing on the screen? Oh my God. Okay, look, people. Eat up. Lay in your beds and eat up. And you say, just a matter of hours before this dude is to get crucified. He's doing this to these students of his in ancient Motel Hex. Yes, unfortunately. So all of this to create the state of mind of the Savior, right? Are you the Christ? They're always asking, are you the Christ? Right? What do you think was angering them? Because you know what the Christ uses as antidote. It's that oily kid that we couldn't capture. You know what I mean? They ran off. Those little runaway dudes, they're a dime a dozen, man. You know what they do to them out there? They chop their testicles off. And they turn them into sex slaves that are controlled by the use of drugs. And I'm not just talking about you giving them hits of crack, right? I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about a sophisticated
like Abraham,
control, where you're turning that person into a sex machine. Right? You give somebody so much X, Y, or Z made in a laboratory, they say they're looking like death. They're not doing that. You can take these boys, you can castrate them, and the Thracians, by the way, have a trade in this.
Yep.
They know how to do it. Did somebody say Zagreus, right? Do you know why Dionysus is associated with a pirate? Yeah. He turned them all into animals. Yeah, love it. Give me the next one. Throw me on. We're still getting crucified. We haven't opened up with the big ones yet. I'm going. Tonight the climax is going to be the end. Forget the people who have already left us. Forget your people. You're not going to get brought to the top of the mountain. You know what I mean? Yeah, we're going to the top of that mountain tonight. Yeah. Wonderful. I just want you to look at the second line. And I want you to notice one word, estromenon. The dude showed them the place that they were going to be staying, and it was prepared. The beds were made up. Okay? The beds were made up. So whatever Jesus is doing, he's taking 12 students to a place where they know they're going to be staying overnight. Now, a lot of you may say, well, that doesn't necessarily imply. Remember, this is after giving them things that are tainted with drugs. And the best example of that is Judas. Because what does Judas do? Judas goes out, turns him in, and shortly thereafter dies of an overdose of a sex drug. Comprestus, baby. Give me that, son. Give me that Comprestus. It had too much in it. You know, you can take those things and you can end your existence if you're not careful. Alright? It's a careful art. Being a Christ is a very careful art. You've got to be sure that the stuff that you're putting in people's eyes is the stuff that will get them beyond the death into that zone that that is worth bringing all that knowledge back from. Death and resurrection, baby. It's a drug thing. You haven't seen the crucifixion before. I bet you haven't. Because you thought he was sitting. What was he doing? He was taking what? He was accepting the sins of the world. What are you smoking? What are you people? The biggest lunatic drug users on the planet are the people who smoke that fairy tale. They smoke it and you know you can't intervene because it's their dope. You can't intervene. The best thing to do is to show them what their dope is. And their dope is a dude who's arrested in a public park with a naked kid and he's getting crucified currently. Give me the next one. Here's what I want to bring you. This is from Luke. Yeah, good. So this crowd, right, is forming, right? And the people that are in it are people who are not ignorant of what the dude is up to, right? And they say, look, this one's the Christ. The one is chosen. Let him save himself. So sato auton. Let him save himself if he is the Christos. Right? Not the anointed king. Ooh. No. But one of those who have been initiated, who have been there and back. One of those who can do that stuff that he does. Like heal the sick. Right? Cast out your demons. He did that a lot with Mary. He made her eat his ejaculate. It's in one of the texts the Christians don't like. Letters of Mary or something like that. Lesser letters of Mary. One of those. Right? This is all part of the process that we have. If we are a pirate, because what pirates do, they condition children to enter the sex trade. They condition students to enter the sex trade. And what are they using? They're performing the mystery. Right? It was anomia. It was lawlessness. Yes. That Jesus himself was doing. He was performing it. Even Paul said that. It's already in operation, that mystery of anomia. That's the place we are without law. Understand? Lady Justice has to be served. These creeps have to get what they get. And that's what you and I are living for. We're part of that child protective service. Instinctively. If you're not, look, if you don't like kids and dogs, Ryan, I'm sorry, kids and animals, but just say animals. If you don't like kids or animals, my grandmother would say, you're a turd. Let's get back to it. It's an internal justice, you see, people. It's nothing. Now you know why that stuff ripples out into the ether. Right? And people won't hear. What? Right? Because they have that instinct to protect those children. If you're a pirate like Jesus was, you're swimming upstream. You're taking those kids and molding them. Look what he did. Look what he did. Boom. Blew up into an organization with money. You could have sold that stuff, Jesus. You could have kept it quiet and just sold it. Turned your tricks. You had to go big. You had to go big. And he did. He hit the theater of the crucifixion. Imagine that. You have to understand. Imagine. You're ending your life in a public execution where they are bathing you in drugs. Your followers know what you were doing. Right? Mary's not stupid. You're the one who offered her your semen. You know, there's a whole sect that does this, by the way. Jesus is not the only one. There's a whole sect, they call them the Ophites. They do the semen communion. What? Right? Hanging on the cross with these drugs on board, the pirate is truly sorrowful. It's beginning to sound like the sins of the world were heaped on that guy's shoulders. It's beginning to sound like it. Daddy's son is a dirty pirate. Give me the next one. People, let's go somewhere quick. Look, people are not done. What do we have here? He said, look here, put your hands on me. Ryan, what are you doing? Ryan, Jesus is being given in to this authority. Right? This is the hour of his darkness. Okay? This is the stage in the drug ride. You enter the darkness. You enter the darkness. And why are you saying that? Because that's what they all say. Oh my God. Jesus is being crucified while he is dying in a rite that is meant to cause you to die and then come back. And he's fully erect. He's fully erect. Now what's supposed to be happening is there's supposed to be some interaction of that aspect, so that while he enters the death, he enters in a state of mind that is, let's just say, orgasmic. Does that have anything to do? I don't know what the physics of that are. I don't know what the brain chemistry of that is. Can somebody research that? I didn't think you legally researched that. But there he is on the cross. And now you understand why they mocked him on the cross. Because he was Christ. Why do you think they're always stripping him? Because he's got an erection. He's got an erection. A sustained, painful erection to follow him down into the depths of despair and death. Oh, dude, what a dude this Jesus Christ was. What a dude. Give me the next one. These people are like, look, you're making me go too long tonight, right? This is where they're all gathered around him. He says, look, why'd you come out here with all your big weapons? Like, I'm a late stays. I just want you to keep saying it. Look at the third and fourth line, okay? It's just that there's so much. Jesus is in great agony. One more picture of Jesus. I want this to be a physical picture, and Chewie, I want you to try to match this. When Jesus is in the struggle that he is in the garden, when he enters that place, and he asks, please don't let this friggin' happen, he goes for it. What happens? He gets this hydros on his head that's thick, like clots of blood. He gets this hydros is sweat. Generally it's sweat, but it can be any sort of ooze that you have on your skin. Any runny, clotty stuff, thickening, drying up, that kind of stuff on your skin. He's got it on his face. And it's enough of it that it's dripping down. He's got the fire of his epic game on the ground around him. You see, when Jesus got Christ, he went full out. He went full out. So did you realize what happened? The cops showed up, and he had a face full of drugs. He had a face full of drugs. Still don't believe me? Keep going. Keep going. Let's see it, right? It's the history. Go ahead. I want you to go here, Peter. Focus here. Focus here. Do you see this little map? Right? I want you to look in the center. I want you to look at the Aegean Sea. Because the Aegean Sea is the great mother of all the linguistic advancement that Greek made. Okay? She is the lubricant, the fluid of life. That's what she is. You see that dark blue? That's where Mother Greek just pounded everybody. Just dominated and killed everything else in its vicinity. You see the light blue? that is where the Greek dominated, but there was enough of a clash of the locals that it wasn't so forceful as it was in that deep blue. You couldn't live in that deep blue without getting saturated with Mother Greek. Look at all the colonies around the Black Sea. Look at all those colonies around the Black Sea. This is centered. Look, we even got over to Italy, right? Sicily, right? Look at the center of the storm. It is the Great Sea. It is the Great Sea. That's where I want to take you. I want to take you to where those influences are. I want you to look at where modern day Turkey is, or Asia Minor. And I want you to look at the coast, the western coast, and I want you to see this beautiful city there on that western coast. Sardis, baby. I want you to see it. You know what this is? This is the reason Jesus is hanging on a cross. Do you know what that is in the background? That's Tmolus. And do you know what this temple is? Oh, ladies, hold yourself back. Hold yourself back, right? Okay, come on. Restrain. Artemis. Artemis. Do you know where all the Christing drugs are coming from? They're coming from these people. Those are Greek using people who are building temples to the huntress who pours poison, the Io. And this is the origin of what Jesus Christ is jumping into when he gets jumped and put on a cross. It's coming from here. It's coming from here. You mean in Lydia, right? There should be a bunch of people. It's a bunch of pagans in modern day Turkey jumping up and down. Yeah, you know it, right? You know it, bro. Because what is spreading this death and resurrection cult? Yeah. It's Bacchus. It's Bacchus. Yeah. Love it. The Son of God. The Son of God. Are you a son of God? Are you a daughter of God? Are you in the line? Do you know how to make this stuff? Do you know how to send people there and bring them back? Right? If you don't, you're not. And probably never will be. A Christos. You thought, Christians, you thought I could just have faith. And I could just sit here and say, oh, I'll believe it. Shove it in my mouth. Right? Oh, I'm sorry, children. Once you see the origin of your master, he can shovel whatever he wants into your mouth. You still got to look at him for what he is. And that is the great letdown, as they call it in future history studies. The great letdown. When human civilization learned through a satanic congregation that Jesus Christ was a trafficker, a sex trafficker of children. So drugged off oh God. Who was it that told him that? Who was it? Go back to look it up. Do you know who did so? Muse did so. That's who deserves credit. Let's go. Give it to me. And she was like, you tell him. You tell Mom about this guy. You tell him. Just look, he's gonna look, this is some creepy stuff, but he's gonna come like a thief, kleptes. And there from people who say Lestes is thief. No, this is the actual word for kleptes here. Right? You gotta know, baby, when is that Dracula gonna make his way? What's happening? We're in Sardis, baby. Are you ready for this? What does this say? It says, keep in mind, I'm talking to the satanic congregation, keep in mind the things you have acquired and heard, and guard them. Turn your mind to them. If you're not going to be awake, I'm going to come like a thief. You're not going to know. You're not going to know when I'm going to come right on you. I'm going to dissolve and reappear right out of thin air. I'm going to take you to some place. understand the power of the Magus? Do you understand the bed of the Muse? Give me the next one. Who are we talking to? Sardis, right? Let me just explain. We're about to enter a cult. Are you ready for this? Whoever's able to come out of this that I'm telling you is going to happen. Because I'm going to do it. Right? The voice. I'm telling you the voice of the apocalypse. I'm playing the voice. Do you mind if I play the voice of the apocalypse? Here's what I'm going to do. Here's what I'm going to do. Whoever makes it through, we're going to put that person in those white gowns that we give to all of those who successfully navigate the mystery. Yeah. And I won't remove their onoma, their name. Are you ready? Remember, it's called I won't take their name from the book of Zoe. We all know that Zoe has a book. We all know who Zoe is. If you're sitting there going, huh? Well, I'll say it, Jed. I've been out preaching for years. Right out of the mountains I came and I preached for years, and I've never seen the book of Zoe. Who's a Zoe? She's in the first edition of the thing we call the Bible. It's in Greek, and she is the reason that you're here. That's what. Now, you're going to recognize it. Isn't it funny? Somebody who's been around this stuff their entire life and only penetrated the English, it's very easy, people. Right now, Danny Jones is trying to get somebody to come and meet me. Somebody to come and meet me in order to discuss what a Christ is. In order to discuss what ancient mystery is. In order to discuss, most importantly, and this one is the big one. Why was Jesus arrested in the public park with a naked kid? Screaming, I'm not a child trafficker. Why? And unfortunately, it's been hard finding somebody who will sit across from me at a table and discuss. Yeah. Do you know why? I'll tell you why it's so tough. Because they know. The one thing they keep saying consistently over and over again is he does go to the Greek, right? He does go to the Greek. And they can't handle that. They're afraid. Seminarians, priests, preachers, people who work in synagogues, that religious education. Oh God, the mullahs. It's off. They tell you they do Greek and they don't. And it's very easy to sit there with somebody and just to show people the world. What I hear within about 2 minutes of somebody talking, I can tell this person doesn't work with the sources. They don't know. This person will be very easily toppled, right? If they are stupid enough to show up. Now, so far we haven't found anybody who's stupid enough to show up or arrogant, right? Not quite arrogant enough to try to show up. And why is that, people? People keep asking me, why do you know this stuff? Why is this so personal? Why haven't people told me? People, Christ is a drug term. You're only going to know that if you're reading the scientific stuff. And it is just a fact that this stuff goes totally ignored, especially in modern scholarship. It's just the way it is. It's just the way it is. People would rather study Homer and Virgil. I don't blame them. That's fun. Okay? That's why. It's not because I'm special. It's not because I'm special. And it's not like this can't be repeated. I am telling you, there's a Christ out there. And it means a drug. Right? Here we go. It's getting Christ to give me Give me the next one. I want people to see this. No, not that. Give me that. Give me that picture one more time. We were at the temple. And I just want people to see that. Remember, it's this mountain where this type of worship is being advanced. Yes, okay. Just give me the next one. Good. And what does he want us to do? What does the voice of God want us to do? What does the voice of Apocalypse want us to do? Look, people, you've got
Dripping.
a few names in Sardis which have not soiled their garments. Now, what the hell does that mean? Right? And everybody's like, and that analogy doesn't work. Remember, it's part of a rite. How do you come out of the rite? You come out when you are producing those stained garments. Yeah. And he's saying, the voice of the Apocalypse is telling him, I know you've got some there, right? Who are not yet initiated. Right? These are the people that are going to walk with me in the white. Why is that? Because they have been determined to be axial. Do you remember what Alexander Paul's prophet was doing? He was finding boys that are worthy. It's a process. Do you understand why they hate pirates so much? It's a process. The stained garments. And I know it bothers you, but I want you to look. I want you to look. Look at number 2. What are we doing? We're staining or dying again, right? But look at defile or debauch. What kind of things do you debauch? People, look at the very center of this. I want you to look and focus. Look and focus. Debauch. Do you see the word debauch? What kind of things do you debauch? Paida. You know why that ooze was oozing down Jesus' face? Because he was debauching the children. Debauching. I like that word better than banana-ing. I do, or whipped creaming, or, any kind of grapes and plums. I like it better. Banana. Debauch. I don't think that one's in there. Is that in there? If we all act like Victorians, we'll make it right in Disney. Okay, here we go. Look, what do we need? So he's saying, look, you've got people that need to be initiated. I understand this. Make the preparations for it, right? So that they can receive that new garment. They can receive that stain. Now do you understand why they're talking this year about akathasi, that which is not purged, that which is not clean, that which is stained. Yeah. Okay. Have your garments been stained? Do you know what the voice of the Apocalypse, do you know what the Lord himself commanded you boneheads to do? I'm talking to the evangelicals here. You know what he commanded you to do? He commanded you to get Christed in your eyes. But you never did so. You are uninitiated, and I declare you dead. Isn't that nice? Isn't that nice?
Very nice.
According to the ancient rite, people, don't worry, it's all cult stuff from antiquity. It's all cult stuff. Hi, Jesus, is he with? Oh, and there's foot washing, right? There's foot washing. Just realize it's the way it is. You know what I mean?
I'm trying, guys. I'm trying.
Is that we know when Jesus washed the feet of those kids, we know that he had a portable. First of all, he had a portable little wash pot, Chewy. Okay, so that's a, AI is going to take it for that one. And he was also not dressed, right? He was not dressed. He took off his clothes. He was naked. It says that he was naked. He was naked and washing the boys' feet. Does anybody have a problem with Jesus being naked and washing somebody's feet. What? Chewie didn't. Oh, okay. Yeah, it's not Chewie's fault. Chewie said, it's not my fault. It's not my fault, Han. Did you see the algorithm? Give me the. Where's the next one? Boom. Boom. This is fun, people. Thank you so much. And look, there's a big bang coming at the end. I'm so glad that it's taking so long and you're waiting so long. It's like, finish this, you gorgeous devil. Yeah. Write these things. This is what the one who holds the 7 spirits of God. 7 spirits of God? I didn't know I could have that many. The 7 spirits of God and the 7 stars.
It's been an hour and 15 minutes.
This is what he says. Okay? Remember Jesus, right? This is showing up in the morning star. This is the person who's been through it, who's been into the right, who's come out successfully. What? Give it to me. What does it say about his stars in his hand? I know what you're doing. Isn't that ominous? This is the voice that you're going to hear when you're in the middle of this. I know what you're doing. I know what you're doing. Okay. I know what you're doing. And I know that you have a name. And that name is you are the one living. You are the one dead. You're the living dead girl. Oh my God. Oh my God, we can't. Where's that? What is he? He's not a vampire, he's a zombie. Right? What is going on here in the text? You have a name. Do you know what happens within the bride? Your name is what gives you access to the divinity. Your name is what the priestess holds up. Your name is what she gives you memory of. Isn't that gorgeous? Isn't that gorgeous? They say this would make us invulnerable. Right? That was the whole deal. It's supposed to make us all invulnerable. Then why do we continually drink the blood? Oh, you will love it. Because there's nothing more delicious, you dope man. There's nothing more delicious than the blood of martyrs. Nothing. Have you ever tasted martyr blood? Somebody who was so bad with faith, they ended up getting it. In the end, the faith ended up burning them alive. It's delicious in so many ways. Give me the next one. Give me the next one. I need to let him know what the people are doing. We're still here at Sardis, and what are the instructions? Right? Keep your eyes open. Establish everything that is about to die. Okay? Everything. Do you hear through the Greek? Get everybody ready who's about to die. Because remember, they'll have a resurrection too. And these are the ones who are worthy. Bring them in. Right? These are the kids that made it through the process, right? This is Peter, James, and John. Right? And what do they have? They have honor. They have name. They have name. Do you understand where the Sons of Thunder got their name? What do you mean the Sons of Thunder? You didn't realize. You didn't see the ritual. I don't blame you. I don't blame you. It's not your fault. I just happened to be the first person pricked by the muse to say, hey, go into the medical stuff. This will be delicious. You'll love it. Yeah. We're very fortunate. We're very fortunate. Do you see the reality? They'll never be able, by the way, they'll never be able to recover from this. They'll never be able to recover. And it's not me saying that. It's other people saying that. Isn't that interesting? I love that. I'm waiting to go back to Florida. Please, somebody out there who has the courage to step up to Amen. The courage to step up to Amen and the Muse. Those of you who know your destiny is to go all the way. Yeah. To everybody else who's running away, you're cowards, man. I call them out, man. Head of Dallas Theologian, I call you. I call out other people too, but I don't want to throw around names. Yeah. I just want you people to know you're cowards. You're absolute cowards. Give me the next one. Oh, the people are like, they're way too long. Who is this goddess of the temple that I just showed you? Artemis Yohe-Aron. And what is she? She is the one who pours the poison. She is the one who pours the drug. She's the one we live by. What are we doing within our cult? We're making incense. We're making drugs, putting it into the form of vapors because we are healing cults. We are healing cults. And that, at the point of the healing cult, is where Mary Magdalene steps up with her alabastron of this pure nard. Another drug, people. Did you realize this is where Jesus is getting pushed into it too, right? Right? This drug is applied. You know how this thing is applied on an alabastron? It's to your rectum in a sexual situation. That's why Notice is all like, oh, she's so sexy, man. She had that sexy hair. You didn't see that part, did you? No, they took that part out. They took that part out because they hate sex, bro. They hate Aphrodite. Aphrodite's at the core of that mystery, bro. I'm sorry. It's desire. Where's the teacher say for us to go? He says, where? Look, the master that sent us, the teacher that sent us, said, where's my bedroom, baby? Right? He's preparing the right already. He's already prepared. And what is he giving the kids? He's giving them that hyma. I just want you to notice, under the, blood, you translate this as blood, right? Look at B, though. What do we have here in the blood? We've got some kind of concept of dye. Dye. Alkaline. Isn't that nice? Isn't that nice? AKA courage. Some kind of courage in that blood. That wildness that we know they've mistaken in the past for the vital essence of what you and I call the semen. Yeah. Okay? All while he's on the cross. And where are we going? We're going into a Bacchic fit. We're going into a Bacchic fit. People, look at, Bacchus. That's nice. Big deal. I'm going to show you. Belonging to Bacchus and his rights. Okay, very nice. Very nice. You see the word Lord there? Under Bacchus, right? They're all preceding Christianity. Right? You see how we're digging in. What can you call something that's Bacchic? You can call wine Bacchic. It is the hyma of the God. Do you think Jesus was the first? No, he wasn't. Here's the mystery author I wanted to show you. Here's the mystery author I want to show you. Are you ready for this? Christus Pessioio. This is Notice. And Notice is paraphrasing the Gospel of John. So what you're getting is the Gospel of John through the eyes of somebody from antiquity. Somebody who is well familiar with metal things. Well familiar with drugs. Oh yeah, he knows. He knows all the stuff. What does he call Christ? And that is what we're talking about Jesus here. This situation is Jesus. What is he calling this Christ? He's saying he's the Christ who is perfect. Says Ession. Do you understand? You're not gonna, if you're gonna come back from the death state and being on the other side, you're gonna bring back something with you. The process of Christing, it wasn't just perfect with Jesus, it was perfect with whoever was doing it. And we know it was done in the late Bronze Age. We have a text for it by a woman named Medea, who coincidentally is called Diana and is considered to be the founder of her rites. I showed you the temple. I showed you the reality. This is a reality for Jesus on the cross. Right? We're just about to bust things open. Here's the hydros. Now I want you to look at the sweat that's on Jesus. Just look at number 2. That sweat can also be a sweat of something, a product of something like an opium concentrate. You know what I mean? It can be an exudation of the plant, something that leaks out of the plant, that kind of thing. And you'll notice here gum, right? Resin, fantastic. What is that stuff on Jesus' face is what we're really getting to. And why would he be carrying it? Jesus is in a mental state on the cross of being troubled, in anguish. And this is a term for all of you who don't like medical. Look at the purple at the bottom. Notice that it derives from Ademon, which is found only as V1 in Hippocrates epidemics. Why are those Victorians quoted in scientific sources? Because it's how the language is being used, people, and they're not stupid. They're not stupid. Okay? Now, what are they fighting against? What are they fighting against? You see this combat in this Oxford lexicon constantly. You'll see within one definition a little constellation of Bible references with biblical definitions that are theologically influenced. And when you see those, you realize, those Victorians, they were still operating in a world where the monist cult had burned everything and saturated its presence. You know what we don't need? We just need people who read Greek and who read a lot, right? Who know all the sources and can work with those sources, right? Nobody can know them all, because there's a lot. But, this is a new thing, people. People are going to open this up and say, right, it's coming. That's why they won't meet me. They won't meet me because they know they're going to get a thrashing because they don't know what this word is. As Jesus hangs on the cross and is throwing this word around himself, they don't know what elestes is. Here's the sweat. Oh, give me the next one. I'm sorry. I didn't need the sweat again. Give me there. That's what I need. Jesus says, I am. Wait a minute, what? And people say, ho, ho, ho. He's saying Moses. Right? He's doing the Moses thing. He's out there in the wilderness. He's like, I am that I am, right? Everybody watched Charlton Heston. No, that's not what he's saying. He says, I am ho Christos. I am that Christed one. I am that Christed one. Again, in a conversation with people who want to imprison you or kill you, you are forced to admit that you have been Christed. Yeah. And he's having problems walking now, right? He's stumbly bumbly. Give me the next one. Give me the next one. That's what's happening, but we'll get back to that. That was, they're making beds, people. They're making beds for the kiddies. Don't forget that. Give me the next one. Remember the crowd that's so mad at him, right? What does Jesus do when he makes beds for children or for people who are, 19-ish down to maybe 10? What's he do with them? He lays down with them. Washes feet and lays down with them. And now he's on a cross with a bunch of people screaming. Let it happen, right? How did we get here to this state of mind? Always with hymns, people. This is what Jesus does as he is entering into the mystery operation with the naked kid. They're accompanied by songs. Who do you think those songs are to?
The wind gods.
Devil was right, man. Devil's right. He's like, don't stretch it out too long tonight. Please, you gotta help these people on with their evening. What is he doing when he goes out with a naked kid in the garden before he gets crucified? He's entering into those chants that they're performing in the mass, right? Ritual that we see in the Greek.
It's like what the Zoroastrian do, like
I'm not
those.
making this up. This is
Put yourself
real.
in a trance. You do that kind
And
of shit.
he's entering into that state where they're performing those rites. You can put the rites of Mithras
Flood
right
in the
next to what
muscle
Jesus
with the
Christ
blood.
is doing in the garden.
But then we're
And you can see he's
keeping
performing
it exercise
a
so it
rite.
stays as a.
He is entering
We don't want to
into
build it
that
and be
death
stagnant.
and resurrection.
Stretch.
Oh God.
Keep it
How did
stretched
he
every time.
get caught in the middle of this, right? Give me the next one. It was just because of the kids, and that's why Jesus.
We're not going
keeps
for big
saying,
muscles.
"You're
We're going
gonna
for
be
strong
scandalized." Look at this
muscles.
Greek verb. This has so
Don't
many
care about big
naughty,
muscles.
naughty kind of consonants to it. Scandalous. Thesis.
I just want to be functionally strong.
Scandalous. Thesis. That sounds scandalous, doesn't it? That sounds scandalous. That's what's going to happen. You hang around with Jesus.
Strong.
Give me. Okay,
Fast.
look, people, let's just fly in for the hit. Here it is. Here it is. Here's the big one. Here's the big one. You definitely haven't had this, right? For everybody who sat there and said, you know, I've seen that one down. This one you haven't. I'm about to read to you an account, and I'm so proud to do this. I'm so proud to do this. I feel so special that I can bring this to you. You know what this is? Again, this is John in paraphrase by Nonus. And what does he say here? He says, he's talking about the arrest of Jesus and when he's taken before Pilate and all that. And he says, Ai nomanede orchamos aphradeon stomaton ala leton akuon leisten animaston adesmion basilaui. Right? And what is that? What does that say? Look at that first word, ainomane. Nuts. Nuts. When the leader of the people heard this dude Jesus saying crazy stuff out of a mouth that was furious. Yeah. Wait a minute, what? What? What kind of dude is this Jesus? He's a lace-stain. He beat him up. He whipped him. Do you see what this text is doing? It's referring to Jesus Christ. It's a paraphrase of the Gospel of John in this chapter. And what does it do? It calls Jesus a lace-stays. I am not the one who came up with that. They were doing it in antiquity. They were doing it in antiquity. Do you know what Pilate thought of Jesus? He thought he was another human sex trafficker. Alright? Give me the next one. I'm not the one saying this, people. And while he's on the cross, remember, he's not able to respond. The only thing he does is identify himself as a Christ. Other than that, he doesn't engage in conversation. Frustrated hell, everybody around him. You know why they put on him purple? It is because of the culture. Control and process people. And we work hard on this culture around one time by the time Jesus gets there. But his handling of the initiation, it went up well, and it ended up on a cross. Okay, crucified. Give me the next one. I'm going to give you one more. We hold on a couple more, and we're done. I want you to see, though, this is the real climax. This is the real punch. Are you ready? I just want you to see. Notice the paraphrase of the point in the Gospel of John when they grab that sponge and they soak it. They soak it. In that oxos, right here, aner de tis oxus, acusas. Some dude thought he heard him say oxus, say so he went to get the sponge. And he fills the sponge with what? This is line 152. For those of you who don't, sources, stick this. Drimu tatoyo, potu. What's a potu? It's a drink. It's a potion. And it's a combo, a drug combo. And what is Drimu tatoyo? How does he describe it? Go to the next slide, and then I want to go back to that one. How does he describe that thing? He describes it with this word, which means piercing, sharp, or keen. Keep reading things that are pungent. Look at the middle of paragraph 2, number 2. With pungent drugs, again, a medical reference. Do you see what the Victorians were doing in 1855? They were bringing in these sources, and that was a no-no. Because what that does is expose the actual history of Christianity. Some kind of bitter, pungent drug. Are you kidding?
More than you can do anything
I'm
with the
going to
dryer.
give
We
the
have to
last
get out
one.
room.
I'm
Just
busy.
on the text. And so,
I'm always busy in here.
that's how
We can
this
talk about
dude
this
is
a little bit.
describing what this drug is that Jesus is getting on the cross in Greek. Now I want you to look at line 155, the very first word. Antidoton.
You know what the fuck I'm doing here?
Antidoton. What's the drug they're giving him? That oxos? Olethru? What is it? It's an antidoton. It's an antidote. An antidote for what? Look at line 156. The obfuscus pisciorum. That's the bread that causes you to prophesy. The visionary bread. Do you understand that Jesus Christ was in the middle of a cult operation? And he was involving lots of kids. The last one. I think this is it. I just want to leave you with the. Oh, here's the Thespazius, just to let you know here. Okay, here it is. Look, right, divinely sounding, divinely sweet. This is where he's wanting to take you. Get something just from classical antiquity. You wash your hands with that smurnes hydrotaxithemia. You're going to create a fog by means of that hydros, that sweat of the Smyrna. Again, I remind you, we're talking about people, talking about compound drugs, and how to use them within the rites that are religious. God is telling you in the apocalypse to put the Christ in your eyes. Last but not least, look at the second line, Anchithanes. Do you know what Jesus is on the cross? This is the last depiction via the paraphrase of Nonus. And he says, where is Jesus hanging on the cross? He's hanging Anchithanes. Right next to death. Right coming into the death state. He is a telet telesto. He finished off his initiation on the cross. And he leaned back his head and he entered into the death that is purposefully driven. Helemonic. The death that is purposely driven. What was Jesus Christ doing? The joke's on you. He's not even standing on the cross, taking all that sin that hurt. All your sin, little Tommy. Every time you saw him, it was the fourth grade. It was the fourth grade Tommy, and you saw Miss Baker. You saw her just like I did. Tommy, stop thinking about it. Right? We pirates from antiquity who traffic in human souls know the reins of the control of the Christos. Yeah. Isn't it funny? It all comes down to that. tonight, what I want you to have seen is, let's bring up that final, get you even that final one more time, because that's going to lead, oh yeah, that voluntary death is not a process of accepting the sins of the world and giving your life in the hands of God. That's not what that is. That's what theology has told you it is. That's not what this is. This is the voluntary induction death via drugs. And when Jesus took that oxus, he took it as the antidote, and he was technically finished since he had the antidote on board. And surprise, surprise. They say he came out of it just like he would in a mystery cult, and he got up just like he said. I went to Galilee. You mean to tell me that the devil wants me to know that Jesus Christ was genuinely revived in a cult rite that involved little children? Yep. That's what the Greek says. That's what the Greek says. So, next time you consider the dying Christ, please also consider that he was in the middle of a ritual that was meant to bring him to a place of death and resurrection. Realize that he died not from a cross, but from a ritual that was meant to kill him. The history, the anthropology, the archaeology, it's always way more interesting than the garbage that the theologians pump out of control in order to keep them on a seat so that they can get rid of the rest of us. Thank you for coming tonight. It's very important that we, as members of the Satanic Congregation, find a place to meet. It's very important that we be allowed to worship as the dead worshiped. Please bring us a sacrifice. Bring us somebody who's too arrogant to know better. And let's show the world that we are these things and that they belong to us. And I know. Thank you for coming tonight.
Hail
Hail
Satan.
Satan.
Alright, I gotta go talk to the wife.